So welcome back everybody, Mike here. In my mind, there are two types of people, and I'm going to call them a type 1 and a type 2. The type 1 kind of person is the type of person who looks at a beautiful stack of firewood where everything's cut to the same length and the stack is structurally sound and it's pleasing to the eye. That is a type 1 person. The other type is a type 2 person who looks at that beautiful stack of firewood and says, man, what a waste of time, you're going to burn it anyways. Now, there's nothing wrong with either type of person. We just have different preferences, I guess you could say. I am of the type 1. I like, a nice stack of firewood. I like any job that is done well. Doesn't matter what it is. I mean, I would, you wouldn't say to somebody, say you hired some guy to pour your concrete floor. If it's a beautiful job when you're done, you wouldn't say, man, that's like too nice. Why did you waste that time? And I just look at it the same way. I don't know. But anyway, this video today is for that type 1 person. If you want to have a really nice stack of wood, you got to start off with cutting it as close to the same length as possible. Now, there's dozens of ways out there to do that. I'm going to go over the two that I use. Now, the first method is the old tried and true tape measure and my kids' sidewalk chalk. I use that quite a bit. I can get every piece at 16 inches and it doesn't take long to do. I don't care what anybody says. Now, another method is the Mingo Marker. That's what you saw at the beginning of this video. This uses a can of upside down marking paint and a wheel. Now, it's set up for 16-inch pieces right now is what I do. If you look down here at the bottom, the nozzle for the paint can sticks through a little hole. As that wheel turns, it gets to a point where it will move that nozzle to the side just a little bit and squirt a little bit of paint on your log. I marked this one earlier, and I'm going to see how accurate it is. I used a yellow paint, doesn't stand out really well here, but I'll kind of go to the center there. 16 inches. 16 inches. If you buy one of these Mingo markers and you're going to use it, one thing that you want to do is when you start at the beginning of a log, see this little tab right here? This here is what pushes this lever out to mark the log. So you want to have that right there where you start. That's the best way to do it, and then it'll get you 16 inches from the end and go on. The other thing, you want to make sure you keep moving with it. So it's nice to be able to get to the whole log in one run. And for those purposes, it's super fast. There's a look at the inside without the paint can in it. The way this works, this thing here is in the center. As the wheel comes around at 16 inches, it'll pop it over like so and squirt a little bit of paint on the log and mark it. So to sort of summarize things, if you like a nice stack of firewood and you like all your firewood to be the same length, you're going to need some way to measure it. And I know over time you get better and better at it just using your eye, but it's never going to be perfect. If you want it perfect, you're going to want to get something to measure it with. There's all different ways to do that. I've used just a basic measuring stick before and a piece of chalk. I use a tape measure and chalk or a carpenter's crayon all the time, and I use this Mingo marker. I've also seen they have guides or like things sticking out on your chainsaw to measure them. To me, it seems like kind of getting away a little bit. I've never used one. Maybe guys like them, but I think these Mingo markers are great if you have long firewood poles where you can start at one end and run it all the way down to the end without having to stop. Once you stop, it's kind of hard. I mean, you'll figure it out, but it's not the easiest to get exactly back on 16-inch centers. You might be off a little bit. But besides that, I mean, it's all plastic, which I don't think is a big deal. But if you cut firewood in really cold climates, it's probably going to get brittle, so you're going to want to take care of it, not just throw it around. And if it's super cold and below freezing, your paint can's probably going to freeze up as well. So that's something to keep in mind. But besides that, it's a pretty good product. I like it. You can mark a log very quickly with this thing. And I checked them all. They're exactly 16 inches centers. And so that's pretty cool. But anyway, I'll have a link in the description to my Amazon store. I have these in there if you're interested in one. And that's it. So if you enjoy these videos and you like the finer things in life, please click subscribe and hit the like button and share them with your friends. Thanks.